Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of A Nation United Canada edition, right here on FIFA 19. Let's see if I can make it through an episode without either audio issues or being relentlessly interrupted. Right now, things are looking pretty good for the Canadians of Kaiserslautern, currently in third place in the Bundesliga midway through the season. Of course, at the end of the last episode, at least the final few games that we played, really just the month of December in general was shocking for us. Beating Dortmund, beating Liverpool, beating Bayern, beating Schalke, and beating RB Leipzig. It was perfect. It was perfect. And looking ahead, there's really no reason to think that this run is going to end anytime soon. The team's still looking good. There are some concerns over some of our better depth options looking to leave, which is not surprising. When it comes to finding replacements, I mean, if you think about it, at the very least, we have enough players to field a second team, and that's the point. You know, the players, the 11 that you're seeing right there, aren't going to change. The only difference is if someone like Olsen, Wilson, Williams, White, if they elect to leave, we'll be having guys like Jonathan David on the bench. I don't think that'll negatively affect him all that much. You know, same with like Clark or Davies. Granted, we can still look, and I suppose I should. I'll do my due diligence and take a look at who is available right now. So goalkeeper-wise, obviously there's nothing that we need to do. We still need to sort out who's going to be here. But Boosty hasn't requested to leave. I really don't think we need anybody. I gotta be honest, I think we're going to be okay. I don't hate this idea of having a proper amount of depth. I don't hate that idea at all. But, again, I don't... we'll see. We'll see. How about that? We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to bother bringing anybody back in, because, of course, we already brought in all the top options. Like, striker-wise, I could bring in Liam Millar. But like I said, we have Bliska there. And worst case scenario, if we get an injury to a striker, we're calling up Russell Bliska, and he's good to go. Now, in terms of the academy players in general, there is a little bit of a shortage right now in terms of top-notch talent that's awaiting there, but we are looking pretty good regardless. So I don't hate the idea of, again, having Olsen, having White as options off the bench for the second team, or just options in general in case of injury. We'll see if any of them leave. I'm almost expecting in the next few... I mean, really, if it was going to happen, it happened in the next few days that these guys were to request, you know, to leave and force their way out of the club. But maybe with the January break, we get away with kind of keeping them here, almost hostage for the rest of the year, and then we're good to go, right? As Russell Williams wants to play. Now, the one thing I did want to look at, did I forget to re-sign? I don't think I did, right? I did! Whew! I'm glad I looked. Delegate renewal for Sullivan. Perfect. Wow. I am glad I thought of that. We almost lost Sullivan for nothing. I would have been able to buy him back, but still, we almost lost Sullivan for nothing. That would have sucked. So I'm glad I thought of that at least. Now, Williams wants to play. That is not going to happen, buddy. I hate to tell you that, unless the second team is playing this game against Dortmund, and I can't imagine that's what we're going to do. Now, we get a week off before we play Bremen, and again, we play Juventus in late February, well, mid to late February, in the Champions League, so thankfully we don't have any other tournaments to worry about. The first team going to have plenty of time here to get into a good rhythm, and hopefully have that lead to some victories here. So, Kerr is good to go. That'll move K to the bench. And Jonathan David back into the cam role. And that is our ideal first team. They are all in good form as we speak. Let's see what happens as we continue this journey here. So we start off, again, our second game against Dortmund in a month. This time the away leg. Jonathan David scores 3 minutes in. My God. Wouldn't have expected that. You know what? Let's stick with this. This is a big game. A draw would be great. A win, oh God, well, so much for that. I said the W word. A win would have gone a long way in trying to lock down a top 4 spot. We have to hope for a draw here with 10 minutes left. Is there a little bit of late magic? There is not. That is not the ideal way to start off this episode. Very disappointing. Huddersfield in for Larry White, who again we are going to look to sell. Out of the 3 goalkeepers that we have now, ultimately Larry White is the odd man out. Of course, I'm not including Boosty there. We know that Taylor's better, he's younger, they have the same potential. It makes sense to let Larry White go. And from the looks of it, he'll be off to the Premier League, or at least the Championship, with Huddersfield for $29.9 million. We'll see if that goes through. But yeah, ultimately a very disappointing loss there against Dortmund. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And we had no answer for them in the second half, as Kerr makes it up to a very nice 63 overall. Bliska just about the halfway point of a 69 overall. Very, very good. The good thing is here, we are still in 3rd place in the league, so top 4 is looking possible. We play Werder Bremen immediately after deadline day. Is it going to glitch again is my question. I'm kind of afraid. Canada, we are still on board. I hope we can qualify too. Trust me. And White has officially sold, so he is off to Huddersfield. Bottom line, our future in goal is down to Cooper, or if we want to go for someone who has an even higher level, it's got to be Larry Taylor. They're the same age, 3 overall point difference, but Taylor has the higher ceiling. So this might be Cooper's last year, or ultimately we can stay loyal to Cooper, which is not necessarily a risk, but you know, we would be missing out on something, as Josh Sargent has been sold to Chelsea for $73 million U.S. international there. So that's great news for us, considering we play Bremen next. That is great. Yes, please continue my competition. Continue to weaken yourselves, if you would. And the good thing is here, despite players requesting a transfer, I think because of the break in January, we're going to get away with keeping all of these guys on the team. So, hey, worst case scenario, we still have someone like Victor Olsen to step up if we need him to. As Lo Celso goes to Liverpool for $80.5 million. And that'll do it. So, yeah, we hold on to every single player, shockingly. I will take that outcome. And let's take a look here. Immediately. Every single one of them immediately is like, I want out next time. Please let me go. That's awesome. So as far as the scouting report is concerned, Ethan Brown is available. Ooh, Russell White. Hello. All right, so 2 new additions. Let's take a look at the squad as it stands. Jay Cunningham's looking really good. He's looking pretty damn good. Kenneth Michaels is looking good. Ethan Brown, we don't know yet. Bliska is a slam dunk. White, we don't know yet. And Russell Kerr is a slam dunk. It's a bit of a shame that Cunningham is a left back, because obviously we don't really need a left back, but still, 15 years old, he's already a 61. That is a slam dunk of a player. So the Youth Academy right now is in great shape. We only have 6 people, but all 6 of them looking pretty damn good. So let's sim this game. Bremen just sold their top striker. They are struggling to score goals from the looks of it. It's a home game as well. Talk about slam dunks. This should be a slam dunk of a win, and it's not. It's a scoreless draw. All right. We have 1 goal in 2 games, and we've let crucial points slip away from us thus far today. Not what I was hoping for. We are still somehow in the top 4. That might not hold. I didn't see if it was Saturday or Sunday. If it's Saturday, then teams will play in a day from now. And they might jump us. No, okay, that was on the Sunday. We could be top of the league right now. If we beat Dortmund, and you think about it, we're 2nd in the league if we beat Bremen like we should. I mean, again, they just sold their top striker, and we just massively slipped up there. And I'm a little bit nervous here, because we're heading into that first game against Juventus, and that is a very, very tough matchup for us. The team itself is still fine; it's still set. You know what? Let's just swap James and White, and we'll see if that works. I don't know if I still want James in the midfield or not. But we don't really have... I guess I'd still rather have him in the midfield, of course, than K or Piet. So, ideally, we do need another strong CDM, which we'll hopefully get. Or we switch to a two-striker formation. We've stuck with the 4-5-1 or the 4-2-3-1, call it what you will, for quite a while. So this has been just a cursed series over the past few days. Audio trouble started springing up again. Thankfully, I caught it early enough, but it did bring me back to this game against Leverkusen. So, full disclosure on what you missed, the rest of this month did not go well the first time that we simmed through it. Matter of fact, we didn't win a single game out of all of these. So yeah, it was around March 1st, before we got to the second leg against Juventus, where we were trailing 2-1, that I noticed the issues. So I backed out. This is where it auto-saved. Full disclosure, we continue on from here. So yeah, not only now am I frustrated again with further issues, but I can't help but wonder if this is going to go a little bit better than it did last time, because yeah, we were on a god-awful run of form heading into that second leg against Juventus. Now, can we beat Leverkusen this time? Jesus Christ. Well, guess what? We might still be on a terrible run of form. Wow, we just got absolutely destroyed by Leverkusen. Our first team ripped to shreds, and methinks this might still go relatively poorly for us from the looks of it. We're down into fourth. Now, obviously, when I said, of course, that we didn't win a game for the entire month, we dropped out of the top 6 ultimately. Hopefully, we can avoid having that happen again. That would be cool. Oh, what an absolute nightmare. Aside from, hey, here's more tech issues, then you have the issue of, hey, guess what, you were losing. Oh, and hey, guess what, you get to restart? Well, guess what, you're still losing. It's incredibly stressful. The second team has to start here against Hoffenheim because we need our first team good to go against Juventus, and I can't help but think we're going to struggle here as well. I think the first time I ran through this, we lost 4-1 to Hoffenheim. Okay. All right. That's just fantastic, isn't it? That's just great. So, I'm not accusing this game of the script, of course, but the fact that we're still losing these games and haven't won a game since this episode began on both attempts is an absolute nightmare. We will play the home leg, or we won't play the home leg. We'll sim the home leg against Juventus. We haven't won a game this episode, and we need something. A 2-2 draw isn't a disaster. We had a 2-0 lead, and they were able to tie it. Actually, in fairness, no, we came back in a 2-1 lead. They should have been up 3-2. They have the 2 away goals, so obviously they're ahead. And that puts the pressure on us to score at least a goal in the second leg in Turin. But still, we've yet to win a game this episode. If we lose against Leipzig here, we're going to drop out of the top 4 as well. Can we please get a win? I'm begging you. Thank you, God. Sullivan wins it in the 82nd minute. So thankfully, I can say this is already this little forced restart here due to further issues, which makes me think something might be failing with the microphone, or a program maybe needs an update or something, or maybe there was an update that ruined something. Thankfully, this forced restart is going a little bit better because we actually managed to beat Leipzig. Now, as far as the first team playing against Augsburg, that is indeed the plan. So we'll see what happens here. 9 points back of Bayern. We were kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with all the losses in terms of pushing for that top spot. I don't expect us to do that, but top 4 is obviously the goal. And a draw against Augsburg's not great because they're not a great team. It's better than a loss. I'm pretty sure we drew them the first time as well. But that could have been better. We get to training here. Bliss going up to a 70, which is pretty good. Of course, the Youth Academy, all that, still the same, thankfully. Didn't lose any of that because, of course, we brought in some pretty damn good players. And we'll see if we can bring in anybody else here, I hope. Let's see what we have. Brian Jackson, hit or miss. Max Mathis, probably not going to make it. Donald Park, probably not going to make it either. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Let's take a look at the academy as it stands. So Cunningham, Michaels, Ethan Brown's going to be cut. Jackson's not going to make it, let's be honest. Park has an outside chance. Mathis, he's not really going to make it either. Good starting overall, but it's pretty rough. So we still have a couple of sure things, Bliska included. And of course the main five still want out, which is not surprising. That brings us to this game against Mainz. The second team will start because that brings us to the away leg against Juventus. So the second team, no pressure here, but boy, we really need at least a draw. I mean, they're in terrible form. There we go. Okay, this is going better. 2 goals for Cooper. We beat Leipzig and Mainz. That should keep us within the top 4, and that brings us to the second leg against Juventus. It's 2-2. They're away, or they're ahead on away goals. So the pressure's on to, again, have a strong performance defensively, but to also be able to score. And the issue is, of course, it's a damn Champions League, man. This is going to be the best team that we've ever played because we've never, well, aside from Dortmund, but they're probably higher rated than that Dortmund squad. They won't be with Ronaldo at this point, I would imagine, for how far into this series we are. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't remember if I looked at it before. I might have looked at it before, but they might change that, in fairness. I can't look at their bench, which sucks, at least from here. I don't remember if I looked at that before or not. I feel like I didn't. I don't remember, because I know I looked at it in the first run. I just don't remember if it would have been in the episode or not. But we're going to play this because, again, with the team being a little bit iffy in the Bundesliga right now, we need a result here, and there's no guarantees that we're going to get a result here unless we play. So let's do this. The away leg against Juventus in the Champions League. We need a damn good effort.
An air of excitement and anticipation here at the home of Juventus in the city of Turin. And the cross is very
Davies for David. Great first chance. Larry Kerr. Pushes it too far, maybe? Penalty? Oh my god, a perfect tackle. Jonathan David. Plays through for Larry Kerr. What a save. God, there's just nowhere to go. David. Clark couldn't bring it over to his left foot. Davies just refusing. Oh my god, it didn't put Clark onto it. Davies was just refusing to put it onto his right foot. Jonathan David.
Well, they can say a big thank you to the goalkeeper. That was inspirational.
I can't believe we haven't found the goal that we need yet. 5 saves for Perrine. And our center back didn't go for this. White's going to get out raced. Will he get out muscled? He won't. Well done. We're running out of time here in this half. Played down. Tremendous ball for Clark. Their goalkeeper's going to win it, and I'm going to get a yellow card, maybe a red, because he ran into my arm. That's annoying. That's annoying. So we're still trailing off of away goals. Their keeper's had a hell of a game. That's a horrible header that Kerr's not going to be able to get to. Job well done by Kerr, though. I got no one to go to because Davies is just hanging out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Doing anything other than playing football down by the school. We've had chances. We just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Let's see if that changes, and Clark being on that yellow card scares me quite a bit.
A few moments later.
The tackle crisp.
Don't you dare, EA. Don't you dare. That's a cross attempt. I'm in possession, EA.
Fine line. He knew the situation he was in.
My God, EA.
And now he's received a second one.
Thanks. I'm trying to cross the ball in. I'm getting fouled, but because I hit X to cross the ball in, he slide tackles, and now we're a man down.
Carrying a genuine threat here.
Davies, somebody run back post, please.
See what he has in store for them.
Larry Kerr can't nutmeg him. Can he get there? He can't.
Danger. Now, what can he do here? Will there be a tangible end product?
Davies stings the hands. Kerr just misses.
Intuition to win it back.
Ball through. Davies is going to win the race.
Carrying a genuine threat here.
Back post. Jonathan David's there.
And a goal it is.
We have the lead.
Well, keep it tight. That's what both managers would have been saying. But now the goal's gone in.
10-man Kaiserslautern. And Jonathan David's the hero for now.
It's absolutely brilliant. Good power on it. And then watch this headed goal.
Jonathan David out wide.
Excellent ball towards the front.
Not enough. A lot of James went soaring. We have 8 minutes left. Another turnover there, David. For James, more.
Now let's see what they can do here.
Back for James, or not James, it's Jonathan David. Just looking, they have so many people back.
Is he going to punish them here? Well, let's see, does he mean business?
Davies. Drops back for Gaillard, can't break it through. Killing valuable time at least. James. That's a risk. That's a major risk. I know he's a center back by trade. There was space there. Can we beat Juventus when we were down to 10 men just after halftime? Davies.
Carrying a genuine threat here.
Davies. Larry Kerr didn't make the run I needed him to make. Come on, Park. Attaboy. James with the mistake, but the recovery.
Well, let's see what he has in store for them.
Jonathan David! Oh my God, Perrin, what a save. We're moments away from pulling off this upset.
What a save that is.
We're going for it. We're going for the killer here. We're going for the killer. I guess they get the fouls, I get the corners. That's how it's worked in this one. Send it back in. Look for the dagger. David. Can't play it through. This is their chance. We risked it. Kingsley Coman against James. I'm alright with the cutback. And I'm alright with that tackle. This is it. They have to play it forward. They might be out of time anyway. David wins the header. Whistle. Whistle. Whistle, please. Please, thank you.
No more football tonight. The final whistle blown by
oh my God.
Officially made it through to the next round.
We just made it past Juventus.
Really, really cracking tie. I think the midfield area is really important over the two legs. Holding your nerve as well. They've done that today and they've gone through and they'll have growing confidence.